obviously, yeah, things start kind of wearing out a bit and breaking down. And like some days I'm like, oh, I look pretty good. Like, or I put on a funky hat or I'll, whatever. And then sometimes I see then pictures of myself in the wild and I'm like, oh my God, that is how I went out into the world. I've always thought that I would go into old age at 100 miles an hour, skidding sideways and sliding into the that age, which is how I want to live my life. Hi, I'm Carol Ann. Welcome to Fireside Rebels. I'm an actor, writer, a director, a coach, and an instigator are some of the things I like to refer to myself as. I've worn many hats in my life, so I'm kind of reinventing myself on an ongoing basis. I wanted to talk about, in this cozy space, about aging. And I'm 57. I'm saying that out loud. I'm 57. I'm 57. I'm not old. It's like, that's a little Monty Python and Holy Grail reference, but they say 37 and I'm not old. But anyway, I'm 57. I'm not old. Like, I am reflecting more and more on aging because obviously, yeah, things start kind of wearing out a bit and breaking down. But I don't know about you, because some days I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look pretty good. Like, I'm smoking today. Like, this is a good look for me. I'm like loving this look. This is great. Like, some days I'm like, oh, I look pretty good. Like, or I put on a funky hat or I'll, whatever. And then sometimes I see then pictures of myself in the wild and I'm like, oh my God, that is how I went out into the world. So it's this constant struggle of, you know, no, this is, I'm being authentic to myself. This is how I feel I want to show up in the world today. Fuck it. This is how I'm going to look. And I'm happy with it. I look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, all right. All right. That's not bad. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so 57, you know, we start to things start to go. I feel like I've been far no, I've been nearsighted, which is the opposite, right? I've needed glasses for distance since I was like 13 or something. I think I got my first pair of glasses. And so I've always had, through my 40s, when other friends of mine, their eyesight was starting to go for reading up things up close, I was like, oh no, I can see. I was the one that they would hand the menu to or hand the thing to and be, can you read this tiny print? And I was always, yeah, because, well, I would take off my distance glasses because I only need those for driving or watching television or whatever. So I would, like, with my regular eyes, I could read. Fuck, I hit 50 and suddenly my eyes for reading started to go. And I don't know if that's like what that wearing out is, but anyway, I'm not a doctor. So now, so if if I don't have glasses, my distance glasses or contacts in for distance, I can read everything. I can read perfectly well. But if I'm wearing my contacts, yeah, so I would always take my glasses off to read something. If I'm wearing my contacts, however, I started to notice that's where I started to notice it, is I would put two contacts in to go go mountain biking or go out on the water, go wind, kiting or wind surfing or whatever. I'm into these wind sports, which I'll talk about in a different episode. So I started to realize all of a sudden I couldn't read when I had both my contacts in. And so somebody told me that their eye optometrist told them to just wear one contact. fucking best thing I've ever learned. Well, one of the best things I've ever learned. I wear one fucking contact so then I can see distance well enough. I can drive, I can do all kinds of things. So when I go out on the water doing these wind sports, I can see well enough in the distance. Yeah, I can see great. And the other eye, I can read, or I can rig my gear, or I can see the little numbers on, like whatever, if I have to tie some lines or do whatever I'm doing, see a nut and a screw or whatever. It's like, holy fuck, like game changer. So I quite often, I don't have anything right now because I'm just on my cozy couch drinking my coffee, but I'll just wear one contact and I alternate eyes sometimes. Probably some eye doctor is going to come on here and say, oh my God, you're nuts. But it was an eye doctor that told a friend of mine to do this. And it took her a couple weeks to get that sorted because I think she was having the same issue. And yeah, fuck, it works for me. I just wear one contact when I have, and I don't, like, a lot of times I just wear my glasses. Like if I'm going to like some films at a film festival this week and I'll just wear my glasses. Like it's just, I like to be able to see super clear with both eyes. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting that all of a sudden at 50, like it was exactly after I turned 50. Like I want to say the same week. It seemed like, yeah, because it was my birthday's in the summer. And I definitely noticed it because we were out on the water doing wind sports. And I was like, what the fuck? It suddenly, my eyesight just went for reading. So anyway, that's another thing that's broken down. But, with, lines on your face, laugh lines, my eyes seem to be receding into my head, hair loss. So I'm not really going to get into this in this episode, but this is not my hair. I do not have thick, long, gorgeous hair. And if you look at my thumbnails or any of my other videos, you're gonna be like, oh, she doesn't have the same hairstyle in it. So this is a wig. And I will talk about that in another episode. But yeah, I got alopecia. And anyway, that's a whole nother episode, is like this side effects from perimenopause and menopause. But yeah, focusing on the age we are versus the age we feel we are or could be. I still feel like I want to identify as like a 35-year-old fucking surfer chick / biker chick. Like I feel I have lots of energy. I've got a few aches and pains. I went out on the water the other day and my arms and shoulders are really sore because that was the first time in months that I've gotten to do my water sports, wind water sports. But basically, like typically, I still feel like the same person. And I've been watching interviews of older people, like actors, like that are in their 70s, 80s. In their minds, they still artists. Like I watched an amazing interview recently. Artist, I think she was like in her 90s, and she also said she still feels like she's in her 30s or 40s, other than some aches and pains. But it's like our minds, if we can keep our minds active and healthy and alert, and hope that there's no cognitive deterioration or decline, because that's usually, it's horrible for whoever it happens to as well, but it's oftentimes worse for the loved ones around. But and I've had a lot of my friends have had their parents go through cognitive decline, and that's hard. And I lost both my parents already. I'm an orphan. I got orphaned at 49, and that blows. And fuck, I'm going to talk about that on another episode, because losing your parents, that's a whole nother, anyway, hard. And it's something that we're going through at this age and stage of life. But I just wanted to talk about that, being the age we are, and sort of like, how much should we accept of our aging? Like, and I don't like the term aging gracefully, because to me, it kind of says you should just start just letting yourself slide into oblivion. And that's not maybe how it's meant to be perceived, and maybe some people don't think of it that way. I've always thought that I would go into old age at 100 miles an hour, skidding sideways and sliding into that age, which is how I want to live my life. Like, I want to continue to challenge myself, keep my brain active, keep my body healthy. I'm not a fanatical workout person anymore. I had in my life, I have gone through, I was a competitive figure skater. I was a dancer. I was in pretty insane shape in my younger years, and throughout my adult life when I was dancing and choreographing musicals and performing in the musicals. There were periods of time that I was definitely like in way better shape. But yes, moving, like, I mean, yoga, stretching, walking, some weights, like trying to keep your body alive, I think is so important. And I do try to do that. Not enough, but I do try to do that. And but mind, keeping our minds healthy and vibrant, so important. Like, I just would not want to be a burden on anyone else or end up in a facility. Like, so I do Wordle every morning, and a couple of those games, and I learn languages on Duolingo, and other things for language learning, even though I'm probably, like, I'm terrible at all the languages, but I'm not terrible, but yeah, I'm not fluent in any of them, but I do have a smattering of this and that little languages. Oh, and I'm Finnish. My mom's side of the family is Finnish, so I'm 65% Finnish or something in my DNA analysis. And so I just wanted to point out that it is pronounced sauna, not sauna. Sauna. So and I'm going to talk about cold plunging and saunas on a different episode, but it's sauna. SAU. That's not how you spell it. That's just how we sound it out. But SAUNA is a Finnish word for the steam bath, but it's sauna. So I just want everyone to start saying sauna. And I've been working on this my whole life, trying to train people to say sauna, not sauna. It's not sauna. Oh, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to Finnish people. Anyway, so I think I have ADHD, because you can tell I'm just like going off on tangents. Okay. So back to aging and being 57. As I was saying, I feel pretty young and youthful, and I still feel like I can kick ass and take names. And so I really want to connect with, I want to hear from, you, and I've talked to, like, I have a lot of friends that also are like, I'm not done yet. Like, fuck, I'm just getting started. Just getting my second wind. I really, I think it's important that women, that as women, we support each other, we support our friends, and people in our community, women in our community who are trying something new, or putting themselves out there. There's too much, it's too easy to kind of tear people down or shame people, especially through social media and stuff like that. And I know none of you today would do that, but it is so important just to even say kind words to people, and just be like, oh, that thing you told me years ago, that really helped me. Like, I just actually ran into a friend yesterday, and I was like, I acknowledged that, what you sent me that time, it really helped. Like, and they were shocked. Like, they were like, I totally forgot about that. I was like, no, it really helped. And it kind of changed the trajectory for things that I was dealing with at that time and what I was going through. And I don't think I ever told them how important it was for me to hear that from them. And that's been the case on a lot of occasions, but you just never know what people are going through, especially women. And like, I just love supporting women, and lifting, we lift each other up, and just support being brave and bold and trying new stuff, and who gives a fuck? Like, don't listen to the haters that want to tear you down and say, who do you think you are, like trying this or changing careers or taking on this hobby or starting your YouTube channel? Like, go fuck yourself. Like, it's, if you're not hurting anyone, if you're doing something for yourself, like, and you like to do it, fuck it. Like, and that's one thing I find about being this age is I have zero fucks left to give. Like, I fuck off. Like, I just don't, I want to wear wigs because it makes me feel good, because my fucking hair is, alopecia, fucking nothing, like so thin. And anyway, that's another episode. But anyway, yeah, like it makes me feel good to wear wigs and toppers, and I've actually worn wigs and extensions all my whole life, like being an actor, being in musicals, and I used to always have like hair extensions in. And you know what? People don't even know. They'd be like, oh, something's different about you. Did you get your new glasses? No, my fucking hair is 2 feet longer than it was yesterday. Anyway, that's another story. But fuck, just be who you want to be showing up in the world. That's my motto, is like, I want to support people to just be themselves and be like, you know what? That fucking rocks. You want to wear that or do that or look like that? Fucking good on you. Get tattoos all over. Good on you. Like, if that makes you feel more comfortable in your skin, fucking do it. And it makes me crazy. And I'm not here to bash men. I love men. But some men will belittle or, kind of, and women too. Women and men can beat down women and be like, as if you're going to do that, or, oh God, you're going to be, and sort of criticize and judge, and fuck that. No more shaming, no more judgment. If they're not hurting you or they're not offending you, okay, if they're offending you, fucking turn it off or turn away or just cut that person out of your life. You don't have to be with them. It's like, if this channel is offending somebody, then you can turn it off. But that's not my intention. My intention is to spread positivity and, support each other, that if you're not hurting anyone else, then you should be left alone. And same, like, don't bother with other people if they're doing something that makes them happy, even if you think they're a bit freaky or strange or they look funny, or who cares if they look like they're happy, then just be like, you know what, that looks really good on you, right? Like, it's like, I love your purple sequined jumpsuit that you're wearing to the grocery store, whatever, with your platform boots. Maybe they're in a production. You don't know. Maybe they just like to wear that and maybe they inherited it from their grandmother. I don't know. Fuck, it's not your business. Don't judge them. Just be like, fuck, you fucking rock in that jumpsuit. Right? And it's like good vibes and like positivity, and they'll feel good, and then you'll feel kind of good because they had smiled and laughed, and like, what goes around comes around. So God, I got way off on a tangent. I'm 57. I'm not old. So I just wanted to spread some positive vibes, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole. But anyway, that's me. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but that's completely internet self-diagnosed. But looking back in my life, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And fucking keep kicking ass and taking names, because it doesn't matter how old you are the youngest you're ever going to be today. So keep on going and fucking just do it. Ignite your second act. See you next time.